actually joining us for our panel. Today I actually told myself, I don't know, like a mental block saying I'm going to retire an hour and have a whole conversation. Then reality kicked in today and I was like, actually I'm going to do that in 30 minutes. So today I'm going to, I do have some key questions that I think we want to focus on. On stage, I've got Kaisani, Athie, and Umgodi. One person doesn't believe in introducing people, two people, and people are with me. Guys, you introduce yourself?
Yes, you start. Introducing yourself, and
yes.
then we can also introduce ourselves.
My name is Kulture. I am Director of African Culture, and yes, artist management agency, development agency, but also business development.
Hello everybody, my name is Kaisani. I am the co-founder of African Culture. We are a talent management agency. We also focus mostly on creative development. And yeah, I'll pass over to you, Mandisi.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Mandisi Mafu, also known as Digital Sangoma. I'm a musician, producer, and a DJ. And it's such a pleasure to come here and be part of this panel. And so, I think that's all.
Good evening, everyone. Afternoon. My name is Athie Umgodi. I'm from East London, but I came to Cape Town, because of the hustle. I'm a DJ producer. I would say I'm a representative of Township Kid that's looking to break the barriers and make it into the industry. Yeah, it's such an honor to be here.
All right, thank you guys. So today we've had a lot of conversations. We've taken a lot of information, but we've been talking about artists, and most artists in the country really do come from the township. Even though we talk about mainstream, but we actually are talking about artists who do come from the township that have gone through all of these experiences that we have all been discussing today. So, as I said, we're cutting it a little bit short today, but the three areas I do really want to focus on in terms of our engagement today is around roots and identity. I want to focus on IP and ownership, and also just the business of music. I think the three of you are the perfect people to talk when we're talking about longevity, building community, and sustainability within the industry, which is something that we have conversations about, and we know that there is an issue, especially when we are coming from the township, and the lack of information or the gap in information sometimes is a major problem. So, actually, I want to start off with you. I've taken three questions that you guys can actually play around with. So, Europe collaborations, like say you're from Eastern Cape, you're in Cape Town, but you've been doing a lot of work internationally, great collaborations. And I want to understand in terms of when you are collaborating, the importance of authenticity in fusing styles with other artists, but also the fact that the arts is a very comparative environment, so we compare. So how do you, as an artist, go about keeping that authentic South African feel where you are in Europe, but at the same time also just navigating the competitive comparison between artists?
Okay, good one. Yeah, it's tricky because I just got back from a 3-month Euro tour. First time I actually traveled to Europe was 2022 for my first tour. But then, before I went there, I was like, okay, I need to go and play rave. Everyone is listening to techno. Why should I come with my gqom? It won't make sense to a lot of people. Well, it doesn't. But one thing I realized is that
Well, I mean, same as DJ, if you want to go play techno at a place where there's techno producers, you're probably not going to shine. But if you go to a certain country bringing in, rhythm, African rhythm, Afro house, I mean, no one else can say what Afro house or Afro house could say maybe amapiano, 3 steps, those are the brands, genres that we know best more than everyone else in the world. So why would you want to go to another place and represent something which you don't actually represent? So yeah, I feel like my advice to anyone that's looking to break in the overseas market, everyone is looking for amapiano, everyone is looking for Afro house, everyone is looking for gqom, 3-step. So yeah, it's a great time because even if you want to change it to something else, you're probably going to end up doing amapiano because more people are being, they get overseas gigs mostly than techno DJs, I'm not saying techno doesn't do very well, but then at the current state, South African music is really thriving. So yeah, it goes without saying, just be yourself, represent what you represent. Otherwise, you're representing something else that other people might represent well more than you do.
Tell me, you also do run a record label.
I run 2 record labels, which is BFM Records for British music, and my own independent one with a fresh partner called Kulture Records.
I also did say about, I also want to touch on the community building side of things. So with you going overseas, I know that it's not always easy when you are working alone to bridge into other spaces. How has community played a role in sustaining? We just spoke about crowdfunding just now as well.
It's crazy because I think the reason why I've been able to tour is because of community, because like I said, I also work at Kulture music, I run BFM Records. I was a student there at Township with Kaisani in 2019. So, well, my career is actually boosted by community because there's something called Africa Burn. The reason why I started touring is because I visited Africa Burn because I was like, hey, it's a crazy festival. I'm not sure if my music fits there, but let's go, That's when I actually realized that, hey man, you're quite good in this Afro House thing, It's not to say don't do gqom at all, but then you're quite good with Afro House. And it was a validation that people from around the world actually love my sets. So yeah, just to cut it short, there's a group that everyone from Africa Pen usually, if you've been to Africa Pen and you play a certain stage, you're probably in that stage group. So one thing that I realized is that I did a crowdfunding with Pekka Pani in 2023 because I was going to cycle to raise funds for British Music, British Academy. And a lot of people that donated were actually from Africa Pen, which made me realize that I'm from the township, so if I do a crowdfund campaign and push it, amongst the people that I live with in the township, no one's going to donate because they probably don't know what are you going to do with this money, And as soon as someone sees 200,000 rands, they probably think that's a house or that's a car or but it's a lot of money to be able to tour and, and just to touch the communities.